All right, it's Jay today.
And Gwen tomorrow.
And we're back with another adventure. So currently here at the Stanley, and we are making our way to Wyoming. Whatever Gwen says. So, figured we would bring you guys along on a journey. See if we'll see any elk before we leave this morning. There was quite a bit that we saw yesterday. So some babies too, which was kind of cool. So it is currently 55. Oh, it's 55 degrees.
Oh, it's going to be hotter than that.
Oh, and it's 8:38 a.m. and it is 7:17.
But do you know what day of the week it is?
I do not. That tells you how long you've been out here. You forget what day of the week it is. You know. Do you know what day it is?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, apparently it's Wednesday.
Okay.
So, did not know that until just now, I guess. So, but yeah, there was elk that were actually sitting over here on the right-hand side when we got back last night. Now that I'm turned the camera on and we're looking for elk, but we're really not because we gotta get going.
You're not going to see any because you're expecting to.
Yeah, because I have the camera on.
And we did learn about the elk that the reason the hedge mage at the Stanley is so scraggly looking sometimes, and it's actually been replanted a couple times, is that the elk would keep eating it down. So now they've learned to plant juniper for the hedges because that makes the elk sick. So now that's been growing okay since the elk have stopped eating it.
Which, yeah, it's kind of interesting, you know.
And also, the hedge mage was not actually part of the Stanley until after The Shining. Like, they added it because people were expecting to see it after The Shining.
It was pretty funny, you know, when you think about it.
It was interesting.
And then there was some elk right here in this intersection yesterday, right across the street here. But I don't see any anywhere right now.
Yeah, I think it's because you're looking for them and expecting to see them, and they're like,
Which is pretty funny when you think about it.
We're hiding from you.
Not surprising though. But yeah, Estes Park is a really beautiful area. We didn't get to spend a whole lot of time in the village per se because
dinner last night was super good.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Carly's?
Caroline's? I think it was Caroline's Restaurant and Bar.
And I noticed
Estes Park. It was super good.
Yeah, I noticed we didn't film neither because we got it to go. But I've noticed that like if they're wanting to keep the flowers and stuff, they got fences around all the stuff they want to actually keep, so the elk don't eat it. Because yesterday there was 2 elk that were walking down the street.
Yep, just having lunch.
They're eating on the little trees,
flowers.
And then the flowers out in front of the one business. And the lady came out and opened the door, and they took off kind of down the street, like kind of blowing her off, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna eat these, you know. So pretty funny. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and time lapse it because again we've already showed this video and another one. Stay tuned, and then as we get closer to Wyoming, we will, whatever Gwen says, we'll turn the camera back on and then go from there. So, all right, we'll see you guys shortly. All right, it looks like we're going to be hitting Wyoming here shortly.
Or Wyoming.
Wyoming, or whatever Gwen said. I can't even speak. Holy cow.
Wyoming.
But yeah, this is kind of cool. So in my head, I was telling Gwen that I picture Wyoming being like a bunch of red mountains, like sand, like just reddish. But I don't know. I've never been there.
Thinking about west.
But I guess we'll see here shortly, won't we? Laramie. No, that's Laramie, Wyoming, right? Like.
I would assume so.
Fort Collins. The funny thing that I learned since we've been out here, you know, driving around, is that Texas is another state that has 75-mile-an-hour speed limits. I actually think there was a road we were on that might have said 80, but I'm not 100% sure because that was an express road, I think, or express lane.
As you go further out west, then
but
they have
a lot of the
higher speed limits.
a lot of the roads out here are 75 miles an hour, where in the Midwest they're maxed out at 70. Of course, everybody else is doing this, but they're 70. And I should say the highways, not the roads around the mountains. There's a reason why those roads are 30 and 25 miles an hour. Budweiser. That's a huge business or plant. It's off to the left over there. It's funny because they have a headquarters in, like, Anheuser-Busch is actually out of St. Louis. But this one right here looks just as big. Maybe this is a big, huge distribution center of some sort. Anheuser-Busch is like no, it's like the umbrella under Budweiser and Bud Light, I think. And see, if you look underneath, it says Anheuser-Busch. So that's just weird. I didn't know that there. Shockingly, we didn't see a Coors Light out here, and I don't know if Coors Light is actually owned by Coors Light or if they're actually. That's funny. That's a cell tower. It may look like a pine tree there. Or
they attached it within the pine tree.
No, I think it was a fake pine tree that looks like it's a cell tower.
They should be more like that.
But yeah, I don't know if Coors Light was bought out by Anheuser-Busch. I don't know much. I don't drink, so. However, I do got some expensive whiskey and bourbon that I collect, which is kind of cool, I think. Nice little cool collection. I thought we were at the border, but maybe got a little ways to go. This is so weird here, how you got the feeder road going like that way, and like I feel like you could like literally drive. Yeah. You could like literally drive off over there. I mean, technically you can't. You're not supposed to.
It looks like there's a little bit of a ditch there.
But it's just so weird. So I'd say so far in Colorado, the wildlife animals that we saw were elk,
Definitely elk.
deer, mountain goats from a distance. Like, I mean, to the point that they were so far out, I didn't even film them because you wouldn't have seen them.
At Pikes Peak.
And that was on Pikes Peak and Montu Springs, I think is what it's referred to. Manitou Springs, like right outside of Colorado Springs.
Hummingbirds, little chipmunks that were not chipmunks, but something else.
And then those whistling.
Oh, a marmot.
Is that what they're marmots? Yeah, we saw one up there on Pikes Peak.
Like beavers.
They whistle, which is really interesting. And then there's some little rodents that were by the hotel. Like they're not chickmunks. I don't know what they are, but they were all over the place.
But they look like chipmunks.
No, they're longer. I don't know what the heck they were. Maybe they were marmots too, but I don't know.
Those were big.
We didn't see any bears, even though
somebody else saw a bear,
which was right down the road from us as
we were walking on a trail, and they were. I don't know if they were ahead of us or I think they were behind us.
I think they were ahead of us because as we sat down, they were talking about it. So, and they saw a cub, and they knew the mother was around, so they just kept walking.
And the cub was like up in a tree.
Which is like, so frustrating because I would have loved to have seen that. But we didn't see any moose neither. So, we saw buffalo. We did see buffalo.
Lots of buffalo.
I forgot about the buffalo. There's a whole herd of buffalo actually.
Big black ones and then little brown ones.
But no moose, no bear for us. No snakes. That would have been kind of cool seeing a snake.
I think I'm good without that.
I would have been fine. And a UFO house from a distance. So yeah. And that was all in 3 days in Colorado. 3 excellent days. Saw snow on the mountain too, and on the mountains, which is really neat. Considering it's like mid-month July. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, at least this is a little bit prettier than the way we came in to Colorado.
I don't know if you mean pretty or if you just need more things to look at.
More things to look at. State line and 20 miles. Okay, I didn't realize we were that far away. I think we're going to go back to time-lapsing because, again, we're a ways away, so...